Hey guys, welcome to Panda Hobby again. So today is Thursday, April 16th, and we want to give you a little bit of a store update for you all. We're just gonna give you guys a few minutes to catch our live stream so that we can cover some important topics today. So while we're waiting for some of you guys to catch our live stream, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing really well at home. I hope you guys are not bored, because we definitely at Panda Hobby miss you guys. Yeah. So without further ado, we are going to give you guys an update on what's going on at Panda Hobby and what's going on with us. The government has extended the state of emergency all the way till May 12th. What that means is business closures will continue to be closed until probably May 12th. Panda will probably be closed until May 12th. That does not mean that our online operations, our online shipping will stop, as well as our contactless pickup will stop. So those two will still remain in effect. So you guys can still make your orders online. We will still ship it to you in a timely fashion. And if you guys want to come and pick it up, we have an entire system for contactless pickup for you guys to pick up and be on your way. Most likely, we will have to follow the Ontario government's recommendations. So we've been getting a lot of emails and a lot of customers requesting us, hey, when are you guys going to open again? We want to come in. Unfortunately, we can't do that. We love to see you guys again. We love to actually talk to you guys again. It's been pretty boring here by ourselves, so we're hoping this whole thing blows over. But we can't do it. So all we can do right now is ensure that our online site is still working. We still do these live videos for you guys. Hey guys, what's up? These live videos for you guys so you guys can still get to know us. For all of you guys that are all across Canada, a lot of that's not in Ontario, that haven't been to our store, these are videos that we want to do for you guys to get to know us and the team behind Panda Hobby. Now we're gonna explain to you how contactless pickup works, because we still got a lot of you guys have. Oh, we have some questions here. Do you guys have any scribing tools and templates? I'll answer that in a bit. And hey, thanks, man. Hope you guys are safe too. So what I want to do is take this time to explain to you guys how contactless pickup works. Number one, step one, it's a very simple 3-step process. Step one, you order something online, or you previously ordered something online, or you previously ordered something in store. So anything that you've ordered, you have an order number. If it's online, it starts with 4 digits, and then you can just give us the number. And then if it's in store, it starts with PH, and then it has like 5 or 6 digits, and then you give us that number. So just make sure that you have that number when you contact us, because that's the only way for us to find you and to look up your order. Just because some of you guys use a different email online than the email that you guys contact us, we can't really find your order without the accurate information. So please do have your order number ready. Once you make your order, you can go to our website at www.pandahobby.store. On the top part, there's a black bar that says contactless pickup or pickup window or something like that. It's the window where you schedule your pickup appointment. The reason why we're doing this is to ensure that not everyone's going to rush at lunch or rush to us after work or rush to us on the same 5-minute intervals on a Saturday, and everyone's going to be jam-packed in the parking lot, and that kind of defeats the purpose of contactless pickup. And it's kind of awkward when you arrive there and somebody else arrives there at the same time. You guys both call, you don't know which order is outside waiting for you. We don't want to have you guys pick up your order, run the risk of, contaminating it and giving it to somebody else, or run the risk of, interacting with somebody else that you come see in the parking lot. So that's why the contactless pickup appointments, you need to schedule it. It's to ensure your safety and your fellow builders' safety as well. All our appointments on our website is divided into 15-minute intervals. So it starts at 1 hour, let's say 12 o'clock. It'll be 12, 12:15, 12:30, 12:45, and until 1. any point in time in there, you can still click on it. So if you see that the window is only taken up at 12 and 12:30, there might be still a window between those two at 12:15. You just have to play around and click on it and to get it. It just, I don't know, the system won't allow us to do anything below half an hour, so it doesn't show it. So, but it's still there. So remember, every single hour there is 4 slots. Every 15 minutes there's an appointment for you to pick up. So again, remember, this is to ensure your safety and the safety of others too. We have a question. Where is the G40 at? It depends when you order your G40. If you order your first batch of G40, you should have already gotten your email. I think there's only one pre-order of G40 left. Everybody else has to wait until they reproduce it. Bandai decide to cut orders and do anything. I can explain to that later at the end of the video. Let me explain that. G40 and pre-order procedures. I'll explain that at the end of the video. I just want to cover some important announcement as well. Next on the chopping block is 30-minute mission / 8K interactive contest that we have going online right now. It has been extended again till May 1st. This contest was designed for everyone to be stuck at home and nothing better to do, so that you guys can all have fun together. Just because the government keeps extending the closure, we want to give you more time. We wanted the contest to be for everyone to be at home to use it, so we kind of timed it the same time as when the Ontario shutdown closes. So essentially, once the shutdown finishes, everyone will submit their work, and then everyone will come in and enjoy everyone else's work and all that stuff. So it's kind of been extending it because the government keeps extending it. But you know what? This is the last time we're gonna extend the contest. May 1st is the deadline. It is the final deadline. We're not gonna extend it anymore. So please make sure that your piece of kit, your piece of work is going to be made in time for May the 1st. Travis asks, I was thoroughly surprised to find my full DX kit. I was truly expecting 2015. Yes, I grabbed somebody else's kit and gave them $25 because I can't have somebody to have evidence of me stealing somebody's orders online, right? So, sorry, order 3333. Anyways, Tristan asks, are you getting more 30-minute mission kits? I will cover that in a bit. Ground type, I don't remember if we're having ground type. But anyways, after the 30-minute mission contest, we're going to probably host another contest similar but with a different type of category. I am thinking of doing a Star Wars contest. So we will probably work the details out, but we'll probably split the contest up in 2 parts. One part and one category is going to be Star Wars vehicles. So any of the, TIE fighters, slaves, all the, the X-Wings, those kind of vehicles is going to be a contest for those category. The second category is going to be the characters. So, it's going to be any of the Stormship Trooper, General Grievous. He's my favorite character. So those are going to be the second contest. We're probably going to set up the details and then announce it after the 30-minute mission / 8K contest. So stay tuned for more information. And if you guys didn't know already, we do have a Facebook group for Panda members. So all you have to do is just find our Facebook group and join it. You can see and meet your fellow builders as well. And it honestly, no words can describe how awesome this group is. Like we watch this group and we read everyone's comments and we read everyone's posts, and it just blows us away how supportive and how awesome you guys all are. So give a hand back to you guys. You guys are amazing, especially during this time. You guys are just truly awesome. I'm just lost of words. I don't even know what to say. I've seen some of the comments like, hey, how you guys doing? Oh, this is amazing or whatever, and you guys are so supportive. This is exactly what we want to do, and this is exactly what we want to show everyone, is because we love the hobby so much. We wanted to show that nice and supportive environment and community to everyone else. So thank you for being that nice and supportive community and just accepting everyone, because this is really awesome what we are all doing here. So round of applause for you guys as well. Next on the list, we have to address an issue right now, is shipping orders. We have received a heckload, a gajillion messages, emails, like private messages, phone calls, every one of you guys asking where your order is. So I'm going to address you what's going on right now with the shipping situation, what's happening with your shipping order and your order, and if you made an order between last week on Monday till now, what's going on with your order. So a lot of people have been messaging and contacting us and asking, hey, where's my order? What's going on? It says the label, the tracking number, it says it's created, but you know, the shipping company has never received it. This is what's going on. We have shipped everything. Everything is out of our warehouse. We have checked, triple checked, quadruple checked. We're just those kind of people. We checked it multiple times. So don't worry, your order has not been forgotten. So again, please remember, your order has not been forgotten. It hasn't been created, put it onto the side underneath somebody's table, somebody's using it as a footrest or something, and just completely forgotten. Don't worry about that. We've checked. It has been sent out. We've shipped all the packages to our postal office, to our postal services. They've all been picked up. But due to last week's completely hectic schedule because of the Easter long weekend, postal services has been closed since Friday to Monday. What that means is all the businesses, everyone around this area, everyone has crammed all their shipment and all their packages in before Thursday. Number one. Number two, because Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is closed, no shipment progress and no processing has been done. So again, they are just sitting on it because it's a long weekend. No one's working. The drivers are not working. The facility workers are not working. The warehouse people are not working. So no one is working during those 4 days. So again, we apologize for the delay, but trust us, we have shipped the package out to them. It will go to you guys. However, if you guys made any orders since Thursday, Friday till now, is going to be a little bit delayed. We have continuously called Canada Post as well as the other shipping companies. They just don't really want to talk to us because they've been getting all the calls from everyone as well. They know that they're in the backlog. We have talked to the facility workers, the warehouse workers. I snuck into the back and be like, hey guy, what's going on? And they're like, yeah, we have a lot of stuff to do. It's really backed up. So that's what's going on. They're just backed up. Okay, it's not that your package is lost. It's not that we forgot it. We've done it. Everything is sent out. Every single package has been sent out. So don't worry about it. But I understand every single one of you is worried about their package because, again, I am a builder too. We are all builders at Panda Hobby. We understand that. We look into this hobby for relaxation and relieving of stress. So it's like, oh, I come home from work and there's no package. Yeah, I order stuff from online too, and I kind of wish that they send it to me right away. But it is what it is. It's right now. It's because of the virus and because of the long weekend. It's just a double whammy. They're just completely backed up. However, on the good news, I have checked multiple people that contacted us their orders that they've been complaining about not receiving their orders since Thursday, since Friday, and guess what? The label has not been updated, but it got delivered today. So, hopefully, with our fingers crossed, you guys will get your package as soon as this week's, like as soon as today, tomorrow, maybe. Because I'm starting to see a lot of the package getting updated. We have experienced before in the past that the labels has never been updated. They never said that they received it, and all of a sudden, bam, the next day they just got it. So they're like, oh, it's in front of my doorstep. It just says it delivered without receiving it. What the hell? But they're lazy people. What can I say? So rest assured, your package has not been forgotten. So with that being said, I want to explain to you a little bit of how our process is and how we make sure that your package did not fall through the crack. we have a 3-point verification process. So within the time that you set your order and you place your order, we have 3 points of verification within our procedures that make sure your order is accurate. It is exactly where it is in the chain, in the process, and it won't be forgotten on the side and put it on the side. So every single time you make an order, multiple people verify your order and make sure that your order is correct. But you know, there's still some mistake. But so far, we're very proud that we make very, very, very few mistakes. Now, don't time that the last 2 times that we made a mistake was because of special orders when customers change and custom and change the entire order, and then it just made a mistake. But hey, we still fixed it within an hour of making the mistake as well. Someone clapped over there. So we make sure that we make sure that you guys get what you want, and we make sure that you guys get it at a very timely fashion. We work and we make sure all the package gets sent out almost immediately the day of. Worst case scenario, the next day. We make multiple trips to the post office just to ensure that we catch every single delivery that they make. We even talk to the staff and ask them when the schedule is, so we can make those deadlines for you guys at home. So don't worry, we're working there, but at the same time, just remember that after the labels, the updates, it'll probably be fixing itself within this week. So don't worry, your package has not been missed. We even have a physical location, like a physical location where we put all the packages ready to be shipped and picked up there. So we won't accidentally put it in somewhere or put it on top of shelf or somebody's using it as a footrest. None of that happens. It's strictly through the process. We'll pack it, pick it, ship it, you know, put our love on it, and then just put it there, and then you're good, you know. So don't worry about it. But again, sorry for the inconvenience, sorry for the delay. We want you guys to all have a good time. We have a great time picking your order as well. So just give it another day. Hopefully Canada Post and the other shipping companies will kind of update the system. But we're starting to see a lot of people getting their packages. So don't worry about it. Second thing about our system, a lot of people don't know is in the order status, when you go to your account on our website, there is an order status, and there is a word that says fulfilled or unfulfilled. What that really means in English term, unfulfilled means we didn't see it, we didn't read it, we are not ready for it, we didn't do anything for it at all. So if you ordered, you know, like a pen or, you know, like a kit, and it says unfulfilled, that means we didn't touch it. Like, it's still in the list of to-do things. So don't call us and ask us if it's ready. Because once it's fulfilled, when it's processed, it will say it's fulfilled. And you'll get an automatic email. It will tell you, hey, your product has been, your order has been fulfilled. It's ready for pickup, or it's going to be shipped out, and that kind of stuff. Now, if you choose in-store pickup, what that means is we've picked your order. You order yourself. We picked your order. We'll put it in the bag. It's ready for pickup. So it will say it's fulfilled. It's ready anytime. Once that word fulfilled means it's ready to pick up. All you have to do is go back to the website or go to the link on the email that you get and sign up for your contact list window. And that will, you just schedule your time to pick up, and you just come in, pick up, and you're good to go. We don't even have to see you. You just come in, you wait in your car, you give us a call at 1-855-PANDA-80, and then tell us your name and your order number, and then we'll put it outside in the box, close the door, you can come and pick it up. The reason why we need your name and your order number is because those are the 2 things that we verify your order. We don't want anybody to just walk up and just grab the order. We don't want anybody to just think that, oh, you know, like, what if my order got taken by somebody else? That's the 2 information that we need from you to verify that you are the correct owner of the set order, because no one's going to really know your order number and your name. So we ensure that. You can have somebody else come pick up. So if you're like, hey, I bought something, I want my mom, my dad, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, you know, my neighbor, you know, my sister, my brother to come and pick it up, yeah, they can pick it up, but make sure that they provide your name, the name that you made the order with, and your order number. Your order number can be easily found on your website, on the website, in your account, or on the email. If you made a purchase in store, just refer back to the email receipts that we send you, and then it is the receipt number, which is the order number. It's very simple. And then if we do detect something that's odd, we try not to kind of give anyone anything. So we'll probably ask for your email, because if your brother or sister is like, I'm here to collect some toys, you know, that kind of stuff, we'll probably ask for a little bit more information. So do ensure that they have like your email as well. You can't really like, you know, like guess someone's email. Especially a lot of you guys have really Gundam enthusiastic emails that I doubt that normal people will get. So I really like those emails when I see those orders. So cool. Also, if you selected online shipping for your online orders and your online order is fulfilled, that means we have picked your order, packed it into a nice box, sealed it, put the label on it, and already gave it to the post office. It is probably going to be handed off from the time that you receive that fulfillment email. It is probably going to be handed off to a post office within a few hours to the latest like the next day. So that is our process. We do multiple runs to the post office, so within that time you will get it. Turns out what I found out, what I'm speculating is, a lot of the people at the post office, because they're super lazy, do not scan when they receive the package. That's why you don't get an update. But we physically dump it and make sure, you know, they get it. Like I go, you know, like, take it. And they're like, okay, so don't worry about it. I fight for you guys, okay? Don't worry about it. But yeah, that is pretty much a little bit of insight of how our process works. So you guys can understand that what fulfilled and not fulfilled means, and what to expect when you're looking at the status of your order. Good news and bad news. We have a restock coming. But bad news, we thought it was this week. But bad news is it's going to show up on Tuesday. So, yay! We have to wait for a few more days. No problem, man. I know a bunch of you guys have asked about your order. Don't worry, we're not annoyed or what's going on or that kind of stuff. We just want everyone to have all the information that they need so that they feel at ease at home, and to you know, like I know how it feels if you buy something and then they're like, hey, you know, like the order is still not showing that it's been received. Did you make a mistake? And usually most people go, no, we didn't mistake. But trust me, we're pretty OCD. We don't make those kind of mistakes. And when we do, we will go to the ends of the earth to fix it. Like so fast. Like the last time we made a mistake, we fixed it within like 10 minutes of finding out. So don't worry about it. We're here for you. What items are being restocked? So the upcoming restock on Thursday, I'm not going to list the entire list. We have already surpassed the point where I can list it. There's just hundreds of items, like literally hundreds of items. And for us to post it up, it's just a wall of text. So we have created the entire collection. You guys can click on it and look at what's being restocked when it comes in. But if you're looking for something that is specific, I always tell you guys to use the stock notifier. If any of you guys are new to Panda Hobby, we have something called the stock notifier. And every single product in our website, there's a little bar when it's sold out that says notify me when it's back in stock. So I want to talk to you about it and how that works. What that means is you put your email in that specific product. So let's say if you're looking for an MG Zazabi, well, it's right here. But let's say if you're looking, I want to buy an MG Zazabi and we're currently sold out. And you want to know about it right away. Most people keep coming to our website and keep calling, hey, do you have it today? Do you have it today? I want to save you guys the effort. We want to make sure you guys are having the best experience. So we created this thing called the stock notifier. You put your email into that one product. You will get one email, only one, for that product. The moment that product becomes live on the website, becomes available for purchase, becomes just period available, you will get that email. And a lot of people have used that email to notify them about the products that they've been waiting for. Now, I would want to explain to you how this industry works and how Bandai works. Because a lot of you guys have been asking me about, hey, when is this product coming back in? When is this being restocked? Yes, email us. Let us know what you guys are looking for. Because a lot of times, we have multiple suppliers. We have multiple people from Japan that we can pull inventory from. We buy directly from Bandai, but we also have different suppliers as well. So, if you guys are looking at something, we might be able to find it for you in a faster time. However, we buy directly from Bandai, and what Bandai does is Bandai creates a small amount of kits on a schedule. They don't make everything all the time. So it's not like any other company where it's like, oh, you can walk into any store and buy any product at any time because they constantly make it. It's not like that. They make like 1, 2, 3 this month, and then tomorrow they make 4, 5, 6, and then the next month they make 7, 8, 9, you know, that kind of stuff. But it's that kind of process. If they see something that's super hot, they might remake it again. So any of the new products, you see that they might make it 2 or 3 times. So like every month or 2 months, they get a restock of it, and everyone gets it. But on the other hand, they might have some weird idea and not make it. So like the MG Dynamis, it's not like we don't want to bring it in. They just never made it for an entire year because that's how Bandai works. I don't know. So that's why you notice the entire market, everyone that you've seen is sold out. So that's why the stock notifier is really good for you guys, because it kind of makes it easier, so you don't have to constantly come back and call us and check the website because you're scared that you're gonna miss the next time that we restock. Will you guys be getting the new Plabot Gundam Langam kit? Are you talking about the Guru Lagan? I'm looking at the Guru Lagan. So we'll get more information about that. But because of Japan right now, there's a lot of complications with shipping and with divisions closures and everything. A lot of our inventory and a lot of our, just travel, the transport has been messed up. So that's why you've been seeing a lot less stock in Panda Hobby. But trust us, we still have the most. We have pallets and skids coming in. So yeah. Will RG Eva be restocked next week? It's a secret, so don't tell anyone. But we will have RG Eva, the platform version, coming in next week. However, not the original one. So don't tell anyone. But we have it coming in next week. A little bit of update about what's going on to come next Tuesday. We have a lot of the 30-minute mission kits, parts as well. We have the L3 compressor with the starter airbrush. So a lot of you guys have been asking me about, hey, I want to look into an airbrush, just the entire pack, entire kit. This is pretty good because this is only, this comes with everything. It's really small. It's really kind of adorable. It's like small and it just gets the work done, and it's actually pretty good. So look into that as well. This is one thing that I'm super, super, super excited for. The Best Hit Chronicles Sega Saturn kits are coming next week, Tuesday. If you guys don't know what it is, it basically is, I think it's like this big, like this big, Sega Saturn, and you build the entire console. Like, do you guys even know Sega Saturn? Like, are you guys too new, too young? Like it's like PlayStation, but older, So those are really cool. And you pretty much build it, and then it comes with everything inside, and then it's just really cool. You guys have to see it. I'm flipping out right now. I'm going crazy about it. Please restock RG Clear Color Gundam Exia. RG Clear Color? Is it the Gundam Base Edition or the P Bandai Edition? I'll also take this moment to explain to you how P Bandai works. P Bandai is something that Bandai makes, and they only sell to Japan, to Japanese people, to Japanese individuals. They don't sell to businesses, or they don't sell to stores. They don't sell to anyone, and they make it only for Japanese people. Hence why the prices are more expensive, because we have to find many different ways to actually get it. A lot of times we actually have to go to physically to go and find it, and it's just something that it's kind of like a rare collectible, like a rare holographic card, if you would say. So it's not like a regular kit that we can get easily, and to make sure that the price is very, very low for you guys. Also, how P Bandai works is they make exactly how many that is ordered. That's it. That's why it's rare. So they don't remake it, and they don't actually reproduce it. And if they reproduce it, they only make exactly how much was ordered. So that is a little bit of insight on that. Other than that, that I don't know. It's P Bandai's P Bandai. Like, if you're in this hobby a little bit longer, you understand P Bandai's P Bandai. You just really don't even do anything. The RG gonna mix here, Trans Am mode, clear color. Okay, Colin, send us an email with the picture. Let me see which one you're talking about, because there's a few. There's one that's actually a P Bandai, and there's one that's actually a Gundam based version. So depending on that, we might be able to do it. Does Kit and P Bandai USA change anything for you guys? I wish. You know what happened? Don't even get me started. So let me tell you a story, so you guys understand what the hell is going on with whatever is going on in the States. I don't even know what's going on right now. So a lot of you guys know P Bandai in the US. US has gone P Bandai, and they're starting getting more and more of these P Bandai, and it is amazing. It's awesome. It's just, oh, this is amazing. Like, I personally am super happy about it, right? But guess what? They don't care about Canada. And this leads back to what we were trying to explain to all our Canadian customers. Please support your local businesses. And the reason why we're asking you to support your local business, even if you don't shop at even if you don't shop at Panda Hobby, even if you want to shop at your local Bob Smith's, hobby shop, or somebody else, or that kind of stuff, why you want to support Canadian businesses and Canadian local hobby shop is because Bandai sees Canada as a number. If you buy from online, if you buy from Japan, that number, that sales number goes to Japan. That's why Japan gets all the cool stuff. That's why Japan gets all the amazing stuff. Because Bandai is looking at those numbers, and they're seeing, oh my god, there's a lot of people in Japan buying it. But then, like, they don't know that half of it is like US and half of it is like Canada and all these numbers. So that's why we don't get any of the cool stuff. I've been telling everyone, like, this is the reason. And the moment everyone starts buying more locally in Canada, we start seeing cool stuff. We start seeing the XN Riser. We start seeing the Turn Red. We start seeing the other guy. I forgot what the other one. Like, we start seeing all these stuff, all these other kits that are being launched in North America. Oh, the XCI Avalanche. Oh, why did I forget about that? That was an amazing kit. And War Greymon. Yes, I'm getting War Greymon next Tuesday. I got a lot. I got like a whole box, like as much as I can. So those are pretty cool. But you have to buy. I tell everyone, you have to buy local. Even if you decide to buy online from like all these different sites and everything, you have to make sure and you have to see where they are. Support Canadian business, because we need the numbers. Like I've talked to Bandai directly, and we're like, hey, give us cool stuff. I want P Bandai. I want this. I want that. And they say, oh, your numbers are, like Canada's numbers not that big. There's not much market on it. We have to, as Canadian, do something about it. So you guys have to make sure that people that you're buying from is Canadian owned, Canadian operated. Because at the end of the day, Canada as a whole, the numbers get shown to Bandai. So guess what? US did that. So now US has all these numbers, and US has all these cool P Bandai and all this stuff. We don't. And I talked to them. I'm like, hey, can you just like push it past the border? Like, like drive it over. I'll come and pick it up. Like, I'll rent a giant U-Haul truck. I'll come and pick it up. I'll do that. I'll go to the States and I'll bring it over. They said, nope. Oh, yeah, I tried to do everything. Trust me. Like, this US Panda stuff, I tried everything. I tried changing my address. I tried calling, emailing. I tried even showing up at their door. Like, it doesn't work. They don't care. They don't want anything to do with Canada. So what you're going to do is you're going to probably see a lot of people driving down. I don't even know if they can even buy it because you need it was like all these crazy restrictions. You need a US address, you need US credit card, US bank information. It's like crazy amount of information. They just make sure that it's US. Anyways, off chance when by the way, War Grandma's coming in next Tuesday. What is this? When's the release date for PG Zazabi? PG Zazabi, I wish. Can you imagine it? It's like a deep striker size. I'll be the first person to like build a live stream for 2 years. Because my PGX took me like. Let's not talk about it. I agree. Please support Canadian local business. Yes, please support Canadian local business. I can't stress it enough. We have received a lot of support, and we humbly and appreciatively thank every single one of you guys. That's why we try our best to make sure everyone gets the amazing experience. Like, if you haven't been into Panda Hobby store, you don't know what you're missing. You really don't know what you're missing. It's not just the atmosphere. It's not just the staff. It's the people. It's honestly the people. It's the people that drives us and pushes us continuously forward. Is because we can be sitting there, we can be standing there, we can be explaining something when somebody else would be like, oh yeah, I did this, I did that, and then all of a sudden, bam, those two people would just like start sharing tips, and then they start sharing like techniques and asking about what's going on, and then it's amazing. I'm telling you, like, the feeling of watching these kind of situations unfold feels the best. Like, it is the best. This is the reason why we wake up every single day to do what we do. It's because of exact situations like that. And the best part is you see people that are like kind of like not really socially, like, they're not really social people, but they're kind of like starting to be more social, or the people that are just posting online and they're really shy in person, and then you see somebody like, hey, I recognize that kid, and then they start talking. That feeling is the best, like the best. The moment when somebody is like, hey, I love your work, like, this is amazing. It doesn't have to be a master level work. Like, don't get me wrong, like, for all you guys that are starting customizing and everything, this is something that I want to talk about later. Let me put it down. Don't be afraid. So don't worry about being the best. This is a hobby. This is something that you just want to do for fun. So it doesn't matter if your paint job is this ugly thing compared to these, I'm sorry, but these Asian builders, because we all know all the best people are all the one in like Asia and like Hong Kong or Japan or like like the Malaysia, like they're like top next level builders. Okay, like we Canadians are not really that good, but they are. You don't have to worry about it because it's a hobby. Just have fun. The best part about this hobby is trial and error. You do something because you don't know what you're doing, and once you do it, you will then know exactly the right questions and the right thing to ask your fellow hobbyists. You have a topic, you have a discussion, you have a question. Now you can be like, hey, I never panel lined before. What do I do with panel line? Well, yeah, just try it, do it. We give you all the information, we give you all the tools, and then you go and you do it, and then you'll come across problems that you have. So at the end of the day, you're like, hey, turns out I use this panel liner, but it doesn't work when I do this. And bam! Now you have all these people on the group telling you, hey, because of this, try this, use this. That is the fun of this hobby, is because everyone's sharing their experience and everyone's sharing their thoughts and helping you problem solve. Because especially it's not the basic questions that becomes fun. It's the advanced level, a little bit more intermediate level questions that becomes fun. Is when you do something, you're like, I took this water bottle and now I want to make this water bottle part of this backpack. that is the best part, because now everyone's go, oh, that's a good idea. Maybe you should try this. Maybe you should do this. Here, I found this for you. I've seen it happen. And honestly, it is the best feeling, because it's kind of like a group project. Everyone now is working together, and everyone now is giving you opinions. You're trying it. You're going to help. It gives you that purpose, that goal to go after something. So don't worry that you're not good. You don't have to be good. Oh, thanks, Greg. You should come by. Steven, sorry I missed the start of the live stream. Are you having any issues with Canada Post? Yes, we are having a lot of issues with Canada Post. All of our package last week, no update, just zero. None. Travis asks, from first-hand experience, no matter how many silly questions you have, Panda Hobby will always take the time to help you to get you the next step. Oh, thanks, Travis. I can't wait until to see your build. I'm actually looking forward to your build. Is shipping still alright? Because I literally just dropped a lot of cash ordering 30-minute missions, and I really don't want to delay because super excited to get. So Tom, I guess you missed the beginning of the stream. We've addressed that shipping. Everything has been shipped. Everything has been gone out, but just due to the virus as well as due to the long weekend, it's just taking a lot of time for them to go through all their backlogs and go through all their orders. We have started following a lot of the orders and updates, and even some orders that are made on Friday that hasn't had their labels updated has been shipped and delivered today. So we are pretty confident that a lot of your orders will be shipped out today, tomorrow, this week, without the labels ever being updated. And don't worry, we're here to help. Honestly, if you're having problems or anything after they caught up, just give us a call. Actually, email us. We're faster on emails. Email us, and we'll help you. Now, where was I? Oh, so again, with building your kits, this is a hobby. Just have fun. At the end of the day, there's no, like, you don't have to be the best. It's no point of being the best. Being the best sucks. Being the best is boring. There's nothing else to look forward to. There's nothing else to improve on. You don't have anything to work on. You don't have that satisfaction where you're like, oh, I do something and it's amazing. So why not just be a normal dude? Just be a normal girl. And ask questions. Like, if you're the best, now you're like stuck. Like, oh, I can't ask any questions because I know all the answers, like, or, oh, now I have to teach everyone. Like, being the best is it's alright, right? Unless you really want to share your knowledge, then it becomes fun. So don't worry about it. Again, don't worry about it. Post whatever you guys want. Post whatever you guys are working on, because everyone's literally looking forward to seeing what each and every one of you guys are working on. Alright, I'm gonna stick my finger over here because I just missed a few people. Greg says, waking up from a nap, this makes me want to go finish my crossbone RG kit. Time for coffee. You need that coffee, man. That RG crossbone is really, really small. so don't worry, it didn't shrink in the dryer. It's just small, Steven says, also, you guys getting any more RG Eva Kit 01? Keep it a secret. We are getting some RG Eva's platform kits next week, Tuesday. However, no more of the original RGs. Hey, you can get the platform and I'll take the... you can take the platform version and I'll take your platform, and you can just take the normal one. We're all taking it. If you want just the normal one, you don't want the platform, there's tons of people, everyone is willing to just take that platform from you. Agreed, lol. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Honestly, you guys are awesome. You guys, I'm not saying this because it's some kind of, thing that people say. Like, I really truly mean it. Each and every single one of us from the Panda Hobby team truly means it. And we actually really, really will, like, we talk about it all the time. It's like, oh, this guy's amazing, especially the little notes that you guys leave, like, good luck, or like, have fun, stay safe. It really makes us like, oh, you guys are thinking about us. We're not just a number to you guys, because you guys are definitely not a number to us. We know every single one of you guys by name. Even if we don't know you by name, we recognize you by your face, when you guys come in, what you guys talk to us about. That's why we want to make every single one of your experience when you come visit Panda Hobby a unique one, because that's just how we are. Alright, talk to you later. Alright, bye Greg. Nice to virtually see you again. Hope that the virus finishes and you guys can come and chill on one of our build days. But yeah, back to the restock for Tuesday. We're getting perfect grade Evas. So if you guys are looking for perfect grade Evas, that's cool. Yeah, for sure. Oh, she said hi. Don't worry, Tom. Tom's apologizing for buying the last weapons pack for the 30-minute mission kit. Don't worry. In this hobby, it is always the way to work around, because your final. Actually, that is the. Let me put this as a note so I can explain to you my theory behind building, so it makes you guys more enjoy it. Alright, so back to the restock for next Tuesday's PG Eva's coming in. Petitris, I can't spell that. I can't. Hi Robert. Hey Scott. Asking, do you still get PG-78? Yeah, we do. Don't we have PG-78? Wait, Scott, where were you? How's the baby? What's going on? Hey, JVT, what's up? Wow, you guys are all coming in. Are you restocking on Build Fighters Diver? We have the new Divers kit coming in next week on Tuesday. The GLs. Are we sold out the... Oh, okay, sorry, Scott. We're sold out the PGRX right now. We have next Tuesday's Petitris? Saber Okita Sotsu. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I tried to put as much of my Japanese accent into it. So if you guys speak Japanese, don't mock me, because that's the best accent I can actually do. And the HG GLs coming in next Tuesday as well. We have some Build Fighter guys and some. Oh, hi Sally. Oh, what's it going? So we have some Build Fighter guys as well, and a bunch of MGs. It's honestly, the list is really long. We're getting big shipments thanks to you guys. So we try to make sure that everything is stocked up and ready for you guys to shop. And we need to clean out the shop when you guys come in, when we finally open, because the shop is just in complete ruins. Turns out, it's like you know when you just recently got out of a relationship, you're just at home and you're in your comfy clothes and sweats, and then you guys are like, the moment you guys come, then we have to like clean up ourselves. I need to get my hair cut. Anyone else having a bad hair day during this whole shutdown? Like, oh my god, look at this. It's weird looking at myself. But yeah, so that. Now, there's some questions back from the before, all the way up, that I put in there to explain. So back to one of the person actually asked if you're still here. Chisels. We have chisels. We have many types of chisels. I've explained this before, but I'll explain it again really quickly now. We'll probably make an official like YouTube video about chisels to explain to you what the difference is. But for short, we have Mr. Hobby line chisels. We have MatWorks three product lines. We have the MatWorks Light, the MatWorks DLC, and the MatWorks Tungsten. So we have those, and we also have Wave and I think another brand, God Hands. Yes, God Hands. All of them do similar things. If you want your basic ones to just do a panel line, go with either Mr. Line Chisel, because it comes with a handle. But if you're like, hey, I don't want a specific handle for the line chisel, I want to put in my, my hobby knife, go with MatWorks DLC. DLC stands for Diamond Light Coating. It means it's very, very hard and sharp. But it also fits perfectly into your standard knife blade holder. But if you want more of a budget-friendly and entry-friendly product, then use the MatWorks Light version. It's smaller, it's shorter, easier to control, and it's cheaper. So those are the recommendations that we have. our trusty aid over here is going to help us. We also have other brands such as Wave, which is this is a single unibody version, so you can't remove the chisels from the top. They are thicker than your average chisel because these are made for more durable and harder work. And then we have this one is pretty good if you want to just get a chisel and just forget about it. And just, you know, just do it and don't have to get all the sizes because this comes with already 5 blades, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it comes with 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and 0.5 millimeter. Those are the thickness and the size of the blades. So if you're doing like an MG, you're looking at like 0.3 already. If you want to do like really big like panel lines, you're going to do 0.5. But HGs and RGs, you're looking at 0.1 and 0.2 millimeters to do your panel lining. But again, this is all design. This is all cosmetic. So you can do whatever you want. You can do 0.5s and just do it. It's just be harder to incorporate into your design. Oh, thanks. Okay, so these are the Mr. Hobby line chisels. So it comes with a handle, and you see over here it has the blade that you just pop off and then put it and change your size. So this comes with a standard 0.3 millimeter handle, 0.3 millimeter blade for you to start off with. Then you just pick up additional ones like these ones to swap out the blade. Now, another question would be like, oh, you know, like what is the templates and what is the chisel templates and support tools? We call it auxiliary tools, stuff that you need. These are templates. So these are rulers that you use to actually do your lines. How you use it is you just kind of pop these out. These ones are already in different angles that's listed here. And then you're like, hey, I want a 45-degree angle here. Just pop it in, put some tape on it. Masking tape, don't use Scotch tape. I've seen people try to use Scotch tape. Don't do that. you might run the risk of like, you know, like just don't use Scotch tape. Just use masking tape or duct tape. Well, not duct tape, but like those painter tapes. Or use the Tamiya or the other masking tapes. Because it's less sticky, so it's easier to peel off. So you can use that and just kind of do your lines, and then that's pretty cool. Another thing for more intermediate builders is these guys. These are different shapes, different sizes of stencils. So essentially, you see all these people doing all these amazing octagon and triagon. It's been a long day. Triangle. I got it. Triangles. Just pop these guys out. Put it wherever you want, tape it on, carve out your triangle, next move it away, exact size triangle, done, you're good, right? Oh, and now we have everybody in the Facebook chat talking about haircuts. Thanks, guys. Next thing is for you guys are starting out with chiseling and panel line scribing. Chisel, scribing are similar terms. People use it interchangeably, but it's kind of different. Scribing is the process of pulling and carving a knife, like carving a line. You're pulling to make a line. Chiseling is actually the motion of going forward to kind of take away material. However, majority of these products, majority of these products are made from people that don't really know the term, like the English term. So what happens is they just call it chisels, they just call it scribers, they just think whichever one works, whatever, that kind of stuff. But in the modeling community, scribing something is to make very nice, lightly scribed lines. Chiseling is when you have something more like a reinforced unibody chisels that you're trying to dig and create, like, you know, like curves and digs, you know, parts out. It's pretty much to create a shape with chisels. But with scribing, you're pretty much creating lines and creating, you know, indentations on your body, like creating designs. Oh, thanks, Zeno Astray. JVT asks, are they all ready to purchase? Everything is online. Everything is online. anything that we receive immediately goes online. Our system is the most advanced, so it pretty much whatever is online is in store. It's in store is online. The inventory is synced immediately. So if you buy it, doesn't mean it takes out of the system right away. So the inventory, the stock is accurate at any given moment. It syncs live. Oh, hey Nick, what's up? Can we post over to you guys? So Rip those 23. Rip those. You. We actually have a Facebook group, so check our Facebook group out. It's Panda Hobby Facebook group, Panda Hobby modeling group, I believe. It's also on our website, down in the text part in the middle of the website. There's a link, so just go there, join the group, and then everyone actually posts their work, and then we actually give feedbacks. And then if you have any questions, you can also ask as well in that group. So do post it into that Facebook group as well. It's honestly the best area to find friends and find fellow builders. Okay, back to the chiseling part. These are scribing tapes. There's two brands. Kind of does the same thing, but turns out we have more stock of this brand because this one has more sizes. But this one is a Japanese brand, so I don't know. They're kind of the similar. Like it's the exact same use. It's thicker plastic tape that you put on to create your design, to run your line scriber beside it, so that you're not freehanding it and doing it. Because trust me, you don't want to do freehand. Because if you have a piece of plastic and you're trying to do freehand, what happens is when you pull, your hand's muscle, you end up not being uniform. So you end up putting more pressure on certain parts, and you end up like, ugh! And then that's it, your line is created. You can't really erase it, unless you go through the whole process of putty and everything, which I'll explain some other day about puttying. Travis asks, so when that awesome war grain one comes in, are you gonna accidentally put one aside that I can buy? Maybe. Depends if the team and the Panda Hobby team remembers it. But yeah, just put your email into the stock notifier. And I'm giving you a heads up because anybody who was watching this right now will know that the restock's coming on Tuesday. If we're fast, it'll be like Monday, midday, late in the evening. But most likely Tuesday will be pretty good. Unless like the virus makes it, delayed again. So we don't know. It was supposed to come this week, like legit. We were ready for it since Monday, so who knows? Robert says, I like transferring angles to scribing tape instead of taping the templates directly. Yes, that's actually an advanced tactic. Thanks, Robert. So a lot of people were looking at this, and Robert's actually talking about another technique that you can use. There's a size down here that a lot of people use. It's the standard, like 6mm. That's the thickness of the tape. There's 10mm, there's 4mm, or whatever. There's all these different types of sizes. And so for all you guys on Instagram, you guys are gonna be disconnected in 2 minutes. So I'll restart the stream again, and you guys can join us again. But for the sizing, a lot of people actually get bigger size, around like 10mm, because you can actually cut certain shapes into it and create certain shapes into the tape, so that you can just put it on one side, follow the angles, and take it and put it on the other side, follow the exact same angles. So that's pretty cool, because imagine like imagine like a big tape like this. You can just cut, and then your line is done. You can now just transfer that to everywhere on the left side, because remember, whatever you're doing on the left side is opposite of the right side, unless you want everything to flow that way, right? It doesn't really make sense. So you have to flip it. So it helps you just kind of reposition and reuse a lot of these tapes, so you don't have to spend so much money on it. Alright, so I showed you guys this, I showed you guys this, showed you guys this, showed you guys this. This is the Madworks light handle. If you guys didn't see it, you see how it's just a blade. You can just pop that into a normal knife and you're good to go. Just make sure to kind of tighten it. We had some horror stories of people not tying it, thinking that it would just stay in. And just, you know, blade comes off, and then, you know, they made like a squiggly line, and then now they have to spend like hours to putty and fix it. But yeah, tighten that line, tighten that blade. So everybody on Instagram, you're gonna be cut in 10 seconds. So give us a second, and everyone on Facebook, we're gonna connect the people back on Instagram. So come back. And now, share a story. Instagram sucks. Why do you keep cutting me? Alright, let's hope that they come back. We're back! Alright, let's read some questions. Travis, already did that the second I get that email. I'm jumping on to buy it. Awesome.
Question about the contest.
Awesome. Nick says, I didn't see online, but does the MG Strike Remaster have the sword pack and launcher pack sold separately? Oh! Don't ask that question. I am so sorry to let you know, to tell you that unless you want the older Master Grade Strike, you are looking at a P Bandai for the launcher and sword pack. I think they used to have the normal sword pack and launcher pack as a normal edition, but they, I think they stopped making it, and then they made a P Bandai version just for like a special color, like a deeper blue and like a deeper color. But it's that. But again, we don't have. I've never seen it released again as a normal. So yeah, but they do have the normal, the non-remaster launcher and sword kit. So it's like a sword strike and then a launcher strike, but that also has been a while. So we'll get it for sure. If we see it, we'll get it for sure. We pretty much like get everything that Bandai makes. Like we're like their slaves. They're like, oh, we're gonna make these, and we're like, okay, thank you, thanks for giving us the opportunity to buy from you. So that's that. JVT, did you tell everyone about what's coming in the restock? Yes, I have. So to recap for you, it's a long list, but highlights are 30-minute mission kits, parts, L3 compressor, airbrush kit, perfect grade Eva, Petitris, Saber, Okita, Sochi, HG, Build Diver, GLs, and then, yes. Gerald, do you know when you're getting more 1500 white and black primer bottle version, not the spray can? So far... Okay, so I'll answer this question regarding our paint situation. Because all our stuff gets produced in Japan. All Mr. Hobby, all our paints gets produced in Japan. In order for it to come to us, it has to go through a lot of procedures because it's a dangerous goods for transportation, and so customs and everything holds it. Takes a long time, and also Mr. Hobby is just, they can't keep up with demand, so they just slow down. Like they just can't keep up with demand. So that's why we've been getting a lot of stock shortages. And trust us when we say we carry a lot of inventory. Like we're talking about a lot of inventory. So even then, like, yeah, hopefully it's gonna go better this year, but yeah, I don't know. Yes, Builder's Son, we're getting a PG Eva just because it's a celebration of, you know, the RG Eva. We're getting some sanding sponges. I can't remember which ones we're getting. I'm trying to get a lot of the different ones. I think we do have the assortments coming in as well. But the God Hands is actually in the same boat as the Mr. Hobby because they're, you know, like they're I don't know. It's just weird. Japanese company just don't really like to produce that much stuff. I don't know why. They're just like, oh no, we're not gonna produce too much. You know, I don't know why. Tom goes, I use Vallejo paints and primers, but they scratch off too easily. Going to switch to Mr. Color Lacquer. How is adhesion and durability? Oh, good question. Good comment. Vallejo is very acrylic. It's very, very soft. In comparison to Mr. Color and our other lacquer lines, it's very hard. So we played with like Vallejo before. Like you can pretty much like rub your finger on it, like your fingernail, and then scratch it off. But with Mr. Color, it's very, very hard. It like, how do I explain it? It's like putting your finger on a hard candy. That's almost the density of Mr. Hobby colors. Moto colors are also the same because they're also kind of similar formula. But if you want to do stick back with acrylics, you can actually try our new AK Interactive 3rd generation acrylic paints. So they act like Vallejo and they work like an acrylic paint, but they're actually more stronger. So they pretty much on border. People call it like it's an acrylic version of a lacquer, but I'm not going to go so far to say that and claim it. But I've seen a lot of people use it online, and they put enamel on it, and they put masking tape on it. It doesn't peel off, it doesn't do anything. So it's pretty cool, and it's self-leveling too. So I have nothing but good things so far looking at it and seeing the feedbacks. So I highly recommend trying those out. But if you want to switch over to Mr. Color, by all means, I am a Mr. Color fan. Like, I'm a Mr. Color fanboy. I paint everything in Mr. Color. Because I like to deal with lacquer more than I like to deal with acrylic. So so that's my opinion on that topic. Plastic model making, hello. Bandy needs some 6, 8, 10K. Mine died. How does a sand sponge die? You don't die. Just give it our CPR. You know. Tom says, awesome. Thanks for such a great answer. Thanks for following us. We just want to give you all the information so that you guys can choose what you want. Like, we're not trying to like trick you or anything. We're just trying to give you all the information so that you know exactly what you want and you can get exactly what you want. Robert asks, is AK 3rd Gen glossy or matte? Oh, it's like 90% of it is matte. But they're weird. They're cool because they actually have a medium that you mix with the paint to. They actually, AK 3rd generation has a range of something called mediums, and it is like a gloss, a gloss, semi-gloss, a matte, a clear. They're all mediums where you can mix with the paint to cause it to change the finish of it. This actually also extends to Mr. Color. Mr. Color does also have the mixing. So it's called flat base, like those kind of... I'll put a link later. But they actually have colors where, like a jar, where you mix it into the paint to change it into a flat, to change it into a gloss, to change it into a semi-gloss. So both lines actually have that. So majority of the colors from AK 3rd Gen is matte. But some of them are glossy, some of them are semi-glossy. But they kind of all come out to be matte-ish. Just their formula seems that way. It just seems more like, I don't know, it just seems more matte. But yeah, you can't really get that candy coat super shiny look with acrylic. Like, I haven't seen any acrylic brand that can achieve like Mr. Color shininess, like that candy color shininess. So so far, I would say if you're trying to get like high gloss candy color, go with Moto, go with Mr. Color. But if you're kind of like just going all around the range and you want to be more acrylic, so you can do some hand painting as well as airbrushing and not, like be all stinky, then yeah, 3rd Gen is the reason why we brought it in. There's also Acrylic, which is like super water based, so it's like it doesn't smell at all. Like I open it, I smell it. It doesn't smell like anything. I really like it. It's like air freshener, But there's also the new one that's Aqueous. So Aqueous is the alcohol based acrylic. So what that means is it's similar to Tamiya, where it's not super acrylic, it's not super water based, but it's also not super stinky and super harmful. So it's kind of like this hybrid between Mr. Color and Acrylic. We are doing some videos to demonstrate what the AK third generation AK color looks like, how to paint it and everything. But there are some videos that I want to do to show casual people how to build and as well as how to paint. I want to demonstrate what an airbrush does, how to disassemble it, how to mix your paint, so that just, you know, so that you don't feel very overwhelmed by it. You don't feel like, oh, I don't know how to work an airbrush. I don't want to spend, like, you know, money on it and then mess it up and break it. So I want to do a video where I'll demonstrate how to disassemble the entire airbrush. It doesn't even matter what brand you buy because they all kind of similarly work the same way. It's all like the same components anyways. They just changed a little bit here and there. Xeno Ashtray goes, hell yeah, I got me a few scribing tapes. Awesome! Thank you so much for supporting us. Kishagi, you know what? I can't ever pronounce your name. So yo, what's up, man? Keep up the good work. Catch you next time. Catch you next time, Jimmy. Alright, back to my list of topics. G40 pre-orders. Let me clear up how pre-order works. So you guys all know how a pre-order works. If there's a pre-order, that means that we physically went to Bandai and said we want this amount. Like, we paid for it, done, this is the amount that we get. Let's say this number is 10, okay? When you pre-order, you have already, you purchase that said product from our order. It is not some arbitrary number that we, you know, like, it's made up or anything. It's this physical number that we're like, hey, you know, we want this number, that kind of. So you're pretty much like pre-purchasing that one, hence pre-order. If you pre-order online, if you wanted to ship and you put a pre-order within your order, we have to wait for all your products to get together before we can ship it out to you, because we can't ship different ones, then there'll be 2 different shipping fees. So we live in Canada. It's not easy for us to have affordable shipping rates. That's just how it is. Oh, thanks, you know. I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered the first batch when I was getting delayed, and then they said I pre-ordered as part of the second batch. Okay, so back to the G40. So that's how pre-order works. So if you pre-order something and then you include other products into it, we have to wait for everything to arrive. But if you want to receive your order right away without the pre-order, you can come pick it up, or you can request us to ship it separately with additional shipping fee, or you can make another order, pay for shipping, and we'll just include all those products into it. But you just have to make sure to put it into your notes. So regarding your pre-order amount, what happened with Bandai is they fell through. They told us, like, last minute, because we ordered a lot of G40s. We ordered, like, you know, boxes and boxes of them. So you're not alone. You're amongst a lot of people that didn't get their G40. And what happened was, let's say we order 10. We go to Bandai and we're like, hey, I want 10. And they're like, cool, you got 10. The day that they shipped it to us, and they're like, no, you get 1. And we're like, oh, but... And they're like, oh, nah. That's it. No explanation. It's nothing. So, we're sorry that happened. What happened with any of our G40 pre-orders is we're giving we're offering everyone is, if we can't fulfill your pre-order under any circumstances, such as, like, you know, we couldn't get it or something like that, we're offering you a full refund. Or you can actually trade your pre-order into your pre-order amount in for in-store credit for something else, and or upgrade to another product or anything like that. So the money is still there. That is when we don't fulfill your order. But for everybody else that pre-ordered something and we're fulfilling it and you want to cancel, because of the fact that you already purchased a product that we paid for already in advance, then we can't really do anything about it except to offer you store credit because we already paid for that product. So again, you can't really refund or change your mind for pre-order, but if you want to switch it to something else, then we can do that. It's a nice gesture that we offer to everyone. Don't know why you want to change your mind on something that you pre-order, because guess what? Like, if I pre-order something, I'm super excited for it, so I don't understand it. But anyways, something there for you guys. So in regards to your G40, if you want me to clarify it up, if you want us to actually double check for you, email us at sales@pandahobby.store, and we'll gladly to check specifically for your case. But right now, because it's on Instagram and Facebook, I don't know your email or your order, so it's really hard for us to check specifically. But I know for a fact that like a handful of people got G40, and we're the biggest in Canada, so we got the most, and even then only a handful of people got it. So yeah, that's what happened with the G40. They just decide nope, and that's it. Let me just answer some of these questions. Okay, thank you for clearing it up. Yeah, sorry about that. Again, we are very open. Just email us like, hey, this is how it's going on, that kind of thing. What's going on? We will be happy to answer everyone's question. We do it all the time, you know. So, because that's just something that we want to talk to you, everyone, and make sure that you guys are all having the best time of your life, you know, at Panda Hobby. So if you have any more additional questions, feel free to email us at sales@pandahobby.store. Okay, bye, Wacky. Kenneth, wondering is you guys have Gundam Dev Site MGEW or Epion EW? I can't check right now because we're on the stream, but you can definitely check online. I believe we have Epion. I'm pretty sure we have Epion. I'm not sure about Dev Site EW. I think we have that one too. But all our stock is online. It's actually live. So whatever that we have in store here is actually whatever is on website. So if it's all of stock on the website, it's all stock in store. We're not gonna, you know, like here or there or that kind of stuff. So yes, a lot of people have start using. Oh, so one of our associates just lovely helped you to find out your answer is we don't have Epions anymore, but we have this one. That's like, is this the EW version? Yeah. Yeah, this is the EW version. Yay! I like this guy. Disappears. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, so we only have the desk. I thought we had the Epion before, but I guess we sold out. Next damn Bandai. Yeah, I'm telling you, Bandai's weird. It's like this. Like they must be like super smart, way better than us, like way genius level better than us, because I don't understand what they're doing, you know. But it's working apparently for them, so who are we to judge? But like they have this crazy, like I swear to God, it's probably like 3 like bionic brains, like, you know, Minority Report style, like calculating the future and like, you know, foresight. I don't know. Who knows, right? I'm a sci-fi guy, so, you know, hopefully. Things happen, man. Hang in there. Thanks, man. Really like you guys' support. You guys are so nice. This is why, like, this is. I really like doing these live streams with you guys, because I can finally talk to you guys. I've been super busy. You guys don't see me as much anymore in the front. It's not because I don't like you guys. It's not because I don't want to talk to you guys. It's because there's just so much work. There's just so much work to make sure everything's running smoothly and to make sure everyone is getting helped in store and online, and you know, like we have all these different channels for you guys to contact us on Instagram, on Facebook, on emails, you know, on phone. It's like we basically handle everything, and it's just taking a lot of my time. So every now and then, like you'll see me pop out, you know, in a few hours. I try to like meet everyone and talk to everyone, but again, there's just too much work. So sorry I didn't see you guys. This is one of the ways that during this government shutdown, business closure, that I finally have a little bit more time to actually come and talk to you guys. So hopefully you guys still recognize this face, and I can still show you who we are and what we stand for at Panda Hobby. Anyways, says Epion's non-stock. Dev Site is pretty badass. This is like my first series is Gundam Wing, so like, yeah, I'm on board with everybody else that first started with Gundam Wing, and then after is Gundam Seed. So all y'all haters, get out. I like Gundam Wing too. Alright, so I explained the pre-order process, and I explained the G40 situation, we're very flexible at Panda Hobby. So a lot of people like, hey, I purchased this one. I want to catch you before anything because I have another order. I don't want to pay for double shipping. Yeah, shoot us an email. You know, that's fine. We're going to totally do that. We have orders that are like, oh, people ordered all these different pre-orders and they're close by. You can actually come one by one to pick them up once they're available. Like I personally emailed every single person when each product comes in for a pre-order. So I know I emailed you guys. If you guys just don't get my email, that means you guys don't like me. So you know. But pre-orders, if it ship out, it needs to be all together. Just because we're trying to keep shipping costs low. Because in order for us to keep shipping costs low, it transfers back to you guys. We don't really like, honestly, like if anything, I wish I can give you free shipping, but really can't. So that's how it is. Canada sucks in shipping. I wish we were in states where I can just do like $10 shipping, but we're not in the states. So, well, yeah. Anyways, one of the questions that I got a lot, because a lot of you guys are now stuck at home. A lot of you guys are actually getting into this hobby, and a lot of you guys are asking me this one question, and I want to take this time to explain to you what that is. Hey, what's up? I mailed regarding the store credit. Yes, I'll get back to you later about that. We had to pull that one out. So because of personal privacy issues, I'm going to adjust that in the email. So don't worry about that. Seed over wing. Okay, I kind of like seed over wing. I'm sorry. Seed is like, honestly, I believe the design is amazing. So design is amazing. But anyways, one of the main questions that we got was, what's the difference between a normal nipper and a hobby nipper? Okay, so I'm going to try to explain to you really quickly what the difference between why you would pay, you know, like $5 for a home hardware nipper, or like, you know, $3 at dollar store nipper, versus like, you know, $10, $15 hobby nipper, versus like the 20, 30, 40, 50, going all the way up to the specialized premium God Hands SPN 120, $89.99 nipper. And I'm going to explain to you this. Your hardware nipper, your home hardware nipper, is a thick piece of plastic thick piece of metal that the blade is actually like a triangle. It just comes together like this, and it crushes and splits and pulls apart the material. So that's why when you use whatever nipper that they use, those nippers are made to cut copper wires, to cut tiny, you know, like zinc, like aluminum wires or metals, and you know, those kind of things, right? So when you cut your plastic, first of all, it's very thick. You can't really put into that part to cut it off. It doesn't really get really close to the surface, and because it's a triangle, you always have that space that you can't really control where you're cutting. So that's why hobby nippers, one side of the blade is actually flat. So the other side comes in and cuts, and then this side is flat. So you know exactly where you're cutting. So hence why home hardware nippers are cheaper, because they're bigger, they're easier to make, and they don't need to put as much detail in the connection point, in how it's connecting, how it's cutting, the cutting smoothness, those kind of stuff, because they just take it out, rip things apart, and that's it. But that also means when you cut your plastic, you have that giant gouge in plastic, that rip, that tear, that stress mark, that white discoloration. Those are stress marks. So that's what happens. God Hands has the precision for perfect or movement and probably clean cut. Yes, I'm gonna get to that. So what you're paying for is essentially a more smaller nipper, a more precise cut, and it goes up in level. So you might be like, okay, you know, like, hey Panda, why am I spending, you know, like, what's the difference between me spending $15 versus the $30 versus the $100 nipper? It is the smoothness and the cleanness of the cut. So for example, if you spend $10 like this, it's great for your kids, it's great for your friends that are just kind of getting into the hobby, it's great for you if you got 1 or 2 kids that you just want to upgrade from your nail clipper. Trust me, I know everyone's been there. Nail clippers, we all start there, some nail clipper. I remember I even went to a dollar store and specifically picked a nail clipper that's flat and big, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna use this for, you know, like my Gundam model. So I've been there. Don't worry about it. But these ones, just asking, when are you guys opening? We are opening probably May something, because the government has extended the closure, so we have to follow it. So we're gonna keep everyone updated. Bye, Robert. So why these ones is good, casual builders or anything? It gets you started. It's something that, you know, it's good for like kids or casual builders because you just clip it, done, you know, you can clean it up. Like, all tools in the hobby is not necessary. It just makes your life a lot easier. So it's a balance between how much time you have versus how much money you want to spend. If you want to spend more than money because you have less time because you want to enjoy it more, then buy those tools. Buy the premium ones. Buy the God Hands. Buy the God Hands. Because they're smooth, they reduce the time that you need to do it. That doesn't mean that, oh, this tool is for experts. This is not. This is not. This is for people that are lazy. There are people that are want to enjoy the building process. They don't want to sand. They don't really care for that super premium like finish, that kind of stuff. It's kind of for casual people that like to cut it and snap it together. These are mostly the people that buy it. Because most of the people that are arguing like, oh, you don't need that, you still have to sand anyways or whatever. Yeah, you can get away. You can buy these, you know, for 15 bucks and still sand it and make sure the entire nub mark is smooth. Do you need top coat to put on your model kits after you finish painting, or so it doesn't chip when you rub your fingers on it? Your question, Rip Those asked, do you need top coat to put on after painting? That question comes two parts. Depends on what paint you used, as well as how long or how much stuff you put on. So for example, if you use acrylic, highly suggest using top coat, because acrylic it's just gonna come off. Even if you use primer, it's just gonna come off. And if you use lacquer, let's say Moto or Mr. Hobby, depending on what color, like if you use metallic colors or metal colors or those translucent colors, they're softer in density, so you want to top coat it. But if not, you're lazy, you don't really need a top coat like regular Mr. Color, because they're pretty hard. You can save yourself some money on that. But top coat doesn't just add protection, it actually adds texture. So the top coat will help making something matte, semi-gloss, or gloss. So you have to think about that as well. So if you have like, you know, design and you want to make it matte, you can top coat it and it'll do two parts. Also, third reason why you want to top coat is to lock in all your work above your paint job. So for example, if you airbrush your Mr. Color, you start using acrylic or enamel to weather it, those are still active. Those are still soft. So like soft. So you want to lock it in place so it, you know, no one can rub their finger and smudge your enamel weathering paint jobs or something like that. So again, it depends on what you want. I personally, I top coat. I do a nice layer, a nice thin layer, just to lock everything in place, so I know I have ease of mind that my countless hours of work is locked in there. But again, this is a hobby. It's free for anyone to do. So it's not something that you have to stick to. Not two people do the same thing. Not the process is just so many different processes. There's like steps of 100 steps, and not everyone follows 100 steps. So if you don't top coat, no one's gonna care. But if you find out that you paint and then you don't top coat and it turns out that you scratch, then the next project, top coat. There, I hope I answered that question. Travis asked, do you have any thoughts on removing excess Mr. Weathering color off of AK paint? Seems to stick pretty good on there. How I would apply Mr. Weathering color on it is I will actually apply it with paintbrush, then use the same paintbrush and soak up the excess of Mr. Weathering color. Then after, so I just kind of like scoop it back into the jar, you know, kind of cheap like that, and then so it just saves more fluid in there. Afterwards, you can actually use Mr. Weathering a solvent, so it's like an enamel thinner to actually remove it. If by chance you can't remove it with the AK, with the Mr. Weathering enamel, the solvent, it means that the AK pigment has already absorbed the Mr. Weathering color, and then you're kind of stuck. There's a lot of process to remove it, but then it mostly involves stripping your paint and redoing it. So I guess what I would suggest is, just cover it up with some other weathering. But yeah, try the weathering solvent first, and then if not, try eraser. Try eraser. Like a nice white eraser, gently rub it. Don't rub it too hard because you might rub it and rip off the AK layer underneath. But just like a light rubbing of an eraser, you might take off some of the oils and some of the Mr. Weathering color. Gunpla Parrot. I like that name, Gunpla Parrot. Do you guys carry Alkali and plan to in the future? We don't carry Alkali. Just because there's a lot of metallic metal paints that we have that does similar effects than Alkali. So Alkali everyone likes is the chrome, and I've used it, and it's kind of, at the end of the day, it looks similar to Moto's chrome and looks similar to the plate silver from Mr. Color. So to me, I don't really think that not anytime soon. We'll look into it once this whole virus clears up. Maybe we'll just bring the chrome in, but not the entire line. We'll look into it. Haha, it seems to be absorbed pretty good. I haven't done much on my 30-minute mission yet. I will post work in progress pics in the model group later tonight. I tried an eraser too. Oh, then I don't know. I think the acrylic already absorbed it. Hi Jimmy, welcome back. All right, back to my thing. Okay, again. So that's the difference between the nippers. So to recap back, why versus the hobby nipper. Hi Alan. YU versus hobby nipper versus home hardware nipper is basically you're paying for the flat surface and smaller size and the more precise cut. So the higher amount that you pay for is the more thinner the blade, more sharper the blade, more precise cut you have. So the more money you pay means the cut, the result, that whiteness, that tearing of that plastic becomes less and less. So you go from here to like a $30 pair to the two very, very famous God hands. These are the famous God hands. So everyone asks me like, oh, I want God hands. God hand is a brand. This is called SPN 120. Long name, good results. This is PN 120. Yes, similar name, similar results. But what you get is two different things. What happens is God has created this first. This is why this is different and why this is more expensive than every other nipper on the market is because this is a single blade nipper. So what happened is you have two blades that comes together like this. What you're paying for is how curved and how flat and how thin the blade is that comes and cuts. What you want is you want a very thin blade so that when it cuts the plastic, imagine the plastic is here, more and more of the blade goes into the plastic. But sometimes what happens is instead of it cutting it, it actually pushes the plastics apart. And then that's why you get the snap. So that's why when you guys are building and you're cutting, it snaps, is because midway through, the tension of pulling the blade pushing apart the two plastic pieces, it just flies it off. Cool, thanks for answering. Another question. What do you suggest for scribing? I've seen people recommend BMC chisel and they're difficult to find in Canada. Okay, I've answered that question before, so I will finish with my nipper and I'll quickly recap on the chisel, so just stay tuned. BMC is just a very fancy brand. We have similar ones that pretty much does the same thing. And in my honest opinion, in tools, brands determines the quality that determines the longevity and endurance and the sharpness of the tool. The amount of money you pay equals the amount of money that the quality of the tool. However, certain tools, because of their job, do not require high quality. So for example, if you are not good and you're starting out with chisels, do you really need to spend $40 on one blade when $40 can get you the entire set? And you can try different lines and sizes to get good? You know, it's my opinion. Like, it's your money. You can do whatever you want. But we have the Madworks Tungsten series that is rated almost as good as BMC. You can do some research online, and everyone's really like saying that the BMC chisels is the tungsten. The matte work tungsten is similar to the BMCs in terms of the quality and the hardness. Back to this. Oh my god, I'm getting so sidetracked. So back to this. The SPM 120, which is the blue one. Instead of the two blades that come up and cut it, it's actually one blade on one side and a stopper on the other side. So you have a very smooth cut that cuts and slices the plastic. So you get less of the white stress marks, less of the white tearing and that kind of stuff. So it's very smooth. You get a really close cut to your piece. What that translates to for you guys casually building, and you're like, why don't I have to spend like $89.99 on this pair of nippers? That means very little sanding, very little shaving with your knife, very little whatever. If you don't even care about that tiny little num mark, a lot of people just use that and just cut it and that's it. Like, so imagine building a kit without doing any of the cleanup work. That is what you're paying for. So you ask yourself if $89.99 is worth you saving that time for all your kits down the road. That is pretty much it. So now a lot of people ask me, what's the difference between the blue one, the blue one versus the red one? This one is the best one. This one is the sharpest one. This one is the thinnest one that they made. But because it's thin, and because of how rough some people use it for everything, because you're supposed to use this as the final cut, and use this just to clean up and just to kind of slice off the excess num mark. People start using it on like the runners and just whatever. They just start using everything, and then they start breaking these. It doesn't mean that it's not reliable. It doesn't mean that it's low quality. It's just because it's physics. If you have a very thin blade, it's not going to be able to cut thick plastic. The sole intent for it is to cut thin plastic. But it's such a good tool that people just use it for everything. So Godhand, the company, decided to make this one. So take this design, and they just made the exact same copy, but a thicker blade. So you have a thicker blade that cuts clear plastic, that cuts runners, that cuts, like any of the plastic material, not metal. Don't do this on metal. None of this stuff cuts metal. But they cut, like any type of plastic. And the trade-off, it's not as close to the surface of the plastic. So thicker blade means, thicker cut. So farther cut from the surface. So that's it. So what happens is everyone ends up getting both of them. They use this to cut the piece out of the runner and cut it close to the piece. And they use this to clean up, and that's it. And they start building. And if you want to take it one step further, you can, like me, I kind of stopped sanding. I just take a hobby knife and I just shave off the rest of the num mark. And even if there's a discoloration, even if it's whatever, you can use primer to cover it up. So it saves me a lot of time. And if I want to casually build and straight build, it's a lot funner because I don't have to worry about, like sanding 15 hours just to make everything there. I'm not a sander, but I know a lot of people find sanding as kind of like a zen kind of relaxation meditation thing. But for me, I don't like sanding. So do what you do. Do what is good for you and do what makes you relax. That's the point of the hobby, right? It's to relax. This is a very meditating kind of thing. You want to focus on one thing and build something. Like, this is an art. This is a creation of your. It's telling a story. So you want to build something to tell a story. So we're here to listen to your story. All right. So that is the difference between all the nippers. So there's tons of brands out there, and the price point basically determines how thin and how thick the blade is and how good of a cut is. So if you see something that, a Godhand for $89.99 versus, a Mr. Hobby or like Bandai's nipper for like $15, it's not because this is a brand name and it's like trying to rip you off. It's just quality. So in any hobby tool, what you pay is what you get. At the end of the day, it's the premium that you pay that will result in the difference in the tool's quality and the and the experience that you have. You can totally build everything with this. You can get away with it. You can do it. I'm not saying if you get good, you have to buy this. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, if you buy this, you'll spend twice, maybe more time than this. So it's a trade-off. It's what you want. So this is the information that we want to give to you. Now we have another question. Gunpla Parrot, how do you maintain God hands or similarly premium nippers? I know God hands sells a maintenance kit, but it's expensive and hard to find. Something similar available, an alternative. Thank you for asking this question. We've been waiting. We actually have a service that we're gonna launch soon, just for people like that. And this is why it's hard. The oil from God Hands maintenance kit cannot be shipped. Like, it just can't. It just can't. So what happened was we actually physically flew back to Japan and brought a bunch of these oils back here. And then we're not doing it just to make some money or whatever. We're doing it because we want to make sure that you guys are having a good time with your pair of God Hands. So we've been waiting to launch this, but the virus came and then the store closure, and then we can launch it. But once the store opens up, we're going to launch this new service. And it is basically, you bring in your pair of God Hands back in, and we will maintain it for you. We will add the lubricant for you. We will dust it off for you. And the entire service is for people to have the God Hands, so that you don't have to buy the entire oil kit. Because, like, let's face it, like, you buy the oil kit, it's like, you know, like 20 bucks, 30 bucks. Like, how often do you oil it, right? Like I had mine for like 3 years and I still haven't oiled it. I think like maybe only oiled it like once, like 3 months ago. But it's still good, right? But sometimes some people in their certain circumstances or in their environment causes the God Hands to be a little more difficult and need some maintaining. Then you can bring it in store and we'll oil it for you. So we'll have more information later on once the store opens up and when we can start focusing on the new service. So thanks for answering that question. It's a good time for us to tell you. Missed a question over here. So Nick asks, question on nippers, how do you know when it's time for a new nipper? Oh, depends on what nipper you have, and depends. So if you have a more casual beginner nipper, then that nipper won't really dull out. It actually doesn't really dull out because it's pretty durable, so you pretty much get the same kind of cut throughout the time. But you might get a little bit of dull out, but it's really not that big of a difference. If you get a nicer nipper, like around like, I'm gonna use dollar wise because they kind of all average out the same. If you have like around like a $30 nipper, those you will see the deterioration of the blade. But again, if you take care of your blade, like every cuts or whatever, kind of just wipe off and just dust off the plastic bits, the nub marks. Because you don't want to add additional stress points on your blade. That causes dull out because you have specific parts where the plastic is stuck. So you don't want to cause that. Another tip to see when you need a new pair of nipper is just how you feel. Like if you're cutting something and every single time you cut, there's so much white and tear and it looks like the plastic is torn apart, right? And you don't like that, you don't want to work with that anymore, then it's time for an upgrade. But if you're like, oh no, I'm going to buy the same pair of nipper because I think it's, getting dull, then I wouldn't suggest doing that because unless you're using God Hands SPN 120, I don't even know if PN 120, I don't even know if these ones dull that much. But these ones you can see a significant dull. But that was like an over multiple year time. Like I have my pair for like 3 years and I still love it. It's still good. And I let my wife use it and she puts it on anything and it's still good. So it's not that bad. So I'm not gonna lie to you and say, oh yeah, you need to upgrade your nippers every 6 months or a year. No, it's nothing like that. It's what you feel and what you're ready to upgrade and get a better cut. And the better cut it is the less time you need to focus on cleanup. So once you feel like, okay, I want to build faster, I'm starting getting more into this hobby, I want to invest in better tools, that's the time I would suggest that you get an upgrade to your nippers, upgrade to your tools, because at the end of the day, the money that you spend on your tools translates to less time that you're working on the set piece. So buying a better nipper means less amount of time that you have to sand. Or if you're buying a better knife, means less time you have to cover up or to repair or anything like that. I've seen people that use the same blade for years, and I don't like my wife changes blade almost like every kit. Yeah. So because of how rough she goes at it, but that keeps it nice and sharp so that she can always go fast and not cut herself, because you don't want the dull blade to nick something and get caught on something. So I hope that answers your question. IBH pretty solid. I'm not sure I got the nipper tweezer. Filer said I'll be on my 5th kit. Oh, okay. So if you got the Mr. Hobby, tool pack, the one that is like the turquoise, bluish, aqua-ish handle with the metal file and tweezer, those are all like basic tools. You can get by it. You can continue using it. Your next upgrade for your nipper, I would say, if you're on a budget, I would say the Bandai build-up nippers, or save up and do get yourself one of these or one of these ones. It will truly change everything. Like, it will change everything. But don't worry, because you'll still need to use your Mr. Hobby starter kit, because you need the rough nipper to cut the pieces out, and then use the nice nipper to shave it down. But again, that is a premium product that allows you to save on your time. So only get it if your budget allows you to. It's not a necessity. You don't have to get it to enjoy the flow of the hobby. So yeah, hope that answers your question. God, give me a break. I need to drink some water. Bottled water. So good. Alright, so I hope I answered all the nipper question. I hope that everyone that asked me about the nipper question got their answers. What else to talk about? Oh! I'm going to make another video about this, because this is a topic that I really want to address with every one of you guys. Every single builder, every single person that I've met, that we all met, always have the same route. They always have the same path. They get a kit. They build it. They don't throw away the box. They don't throw away the manual. They don't throw away the runners. They don't do anything. They build it as this. They don't even put stickers on it, because they're so afraid. That's the word. Afraid. Afraid to build it, afraid to mess it up, afraid to damage it, afraid to break it. And at the end of the day, they're so afraid of building the kit. I want to ask you, are you having fun? Because, like, everyone does that. I know everyone, because I too started there, and what happened was I will build a kit and I would be petrified of messing it up. I don't want to do any customization. I don't want to, panel line. I don't want to even put the sticker on it, because I am so afraid of messing it up. I don't want to do anything. So I want to talk to those people that are starting on this hobby, getting started. Maybe you're on your 2nd, 3rd, maybe 10th, 20th kit. It doesn't even matter how many kits you built, because if you're still stuck in this stage, this is the top for you. And I want to address you guys, and I want to let you guys know why you should not be afraid. Because this is a hobby. This is something to make you happy. This is something to make you relax. If you're being afraid of it, are you relaxed? Are you having fun? Are you really enjoying the hobby that is made to, give you pleasure and, let you have fun and enjoy not being at work? No, because you'll look at it and you kind of create this, weird barrier around yourself. And those are the same people that it's so hard for them to jump to the next level, which is panel lining, put some decals on, put some stickers on, those type of people. So I'm addressing these people is, don't be afraid. Why you don't want to be afraid? These kits all made from plastic. And once you start making these kits and you start customizing, you will realize very, very fast, no matter what you do, no matter how badly you mess up or you made a mistake or whatever, there is always a way to fix it. There's always a way to make it better. And for all you guys that are slowly getting into customization, let me describe your current situation. You're probably getting a kit. You probably have this amazing master plan drawn in. You're gonna know exactly what color you're gonna put where, which modification you're gonna do everything, because this is your first customization kit and you have no clue how to do it, but you know exactly how it's supposed to look. And you are gonna rip through your hair trying to figure out the exact same color that you want to put on it, the exact color that you want to paint it. And this is a word of advice. This is a word of advice for you to make your life a lot better. Don't worry about it. How I do things is, how I recommend a lot of people that's starting customization, starting painting, and they're starting to, you know, do some custom work on their kit. Have a goal, have a plan, but don't worry if you're not sticking to it. You paint something, and no one knows this because no one has worked in if anybody has worked in print media, they know that whatever color it is on your screen is different from on, you know, like on the packaging, that's different from on paper, that's different from your eyes. Every single color is different. So for you to pick a color and then for you to paint it on your Gundam or your kid or your frame arms girl, and the color comes out different from what you think about and what you think that the color should look like, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, because what I teach everyone and what I try to recommend everyone to do is go with the flow. If your color scheme is blue and white with a hint of green, the green is a mint green, I don't know, a mint green, and you paint something and it comes out grass green, adapt to it, change it. You know, you can always fix something, you can always change your plan. But for a lot of people I've seen, what happens is they go at it, they paint this mint green, and they're like, no, this is not the green that I envisioned in my head. And they strip it down and they find another green and they paint it on again. It's not the same. They find another color and they paint it on. It's not the color. And they trying their hardest to try the exact same color, and it just never works. So why waste all this time? Just go with it. Paint this color. This is what I do. I have approximate color scheme that I want to do. Like if I want to do a color and I want to, like, okay, the shoulder's gonna be red, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I will paint it. And then while I paint it, while I'm looking at the color, I'll be like, huh, that color came out to be a little bit darker than I want. What should I do? Change the colors. Or change how your like the entire scope of the project. Like if anybody of you guys follow my trail of mine, like my thoughts when I'm building a kit, it's changing all the time. I'll build something, I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna paint it white and yellow. Then I look at it and while I'm building it, and I'm like, oh, white and yellow doesn't really match that style. It doesn't tell that story. So I changed yellow and black. Okay. And then after later on, I'll be like, oh, I don't really feel the yellow, but I already painted this yellow. So I'll cover it up and I'll paint a blue on it beside it to use it as a secondary color. So it's that fluid motion that keeps you going. What happens is we always see customers coming in and we always see builders, and what happens is they have this idea and they're stuck in this idea. And they stuck thinking, this is the white that I want, this is the blue that I want, this is the red that I want. And I see them, they try every single brand, every single color and everything. No colors will be exactly what you think, because there's like a cajillion color combination. And none of the paint manufacturers make a cajillion paints. Like, they make like, I don't know, 100, 200, 300. That's it. You can mix your own paint, but even then, mixing your own paint won't come out the same style. So don't worry about it. Go with the flow. So that's why I want to address these kind of people. When you're starting casually building your kit, don't worry about messing up, because that's the beauty and that's the fun part about learning about this hobby, is when you mess up, now you have questions to ask. You break apart, now you know what cement is. Now you know the difference between cement and glue. If you don't know what cement and glue is, break something. Then you will know how they bond, how they are used in conjunction with each other. What the difference between cement is, cement S, cement SP. Why would you use them all? Different scenarios and different situations that will require you to use it. And if you don't break anything, and if you don't want to do any modding, you'll never know, right? So try it. And for all you guys are starting customization, especially the people that are over here that are doing the 30-minute mission, go for it. What a lot of people in the modeling world and the hobby world say is, if you mess up, if you break something, battle damage. It is actually a really... Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. Anyways, fully like dropped my tablet. Anyways, where was I? That is a very good philosophy, because you're actually going with the flow. When you battle damage something, a lot of people have this idea of it's always like, let me guess, anybody of you starting battle damage, let me guess what first battle damage you guys do. You go, you take a shield, and you go, I'm gonna make some bullet holes in here. And what you guys end up doing is you take a drill bit and you drill some holes in there, and then you're like, ah, battle damage. But then it looks like, 3 holes are just there. And then they're like, what are these? And then you're like, oh, I'm sad. Don't worry about it. Snap the shield in half. Step on it. Do some weird things with it. Like some of the ideas that I had before was like, if you take a match, or you take a wooden toothpick and you light it, and then afterwards you're lighting it and then you stick it into the plastic, you'll melt the plastic, but then the wood has some burnt ash, and that already makes battle damage. Like this small little ideas that you can do to make battle damage, and it's more, I like to use the word like natural, or it's more organic. So go with the flow. So if you end up building a kit and you snap a leg off, adjust to it. Adjust to it. I've seen many people, they all ask us, oh, is there a replacement part or whatever? And I always tell people, it's not that we're trying to sell you a kit. It's not that we're like, oh, there's nothing that we can do. It's because we want you to, if you really wanted to be perfect, then yeah, just buy a new kit. Because if you go through the process of replacement part and whatever and getting it from Japan, you're kind of ended up missing like $10-20 to get a full kit, because they charge you a lot just to do it, and they only give you a few pieces. So to me, I don't really feel like it's worth it. But if you snap a leg off, perfect chance, battle damage, because now you don't care about that kit. So now, going back to the before, you're not afraid to do anything to the kit. So you're not afraid to modify it, you're not afraid to paint it, you're not afraid to do battle damage, you're not afraid to customize it, scratch it, carve it out, do whatever you want with it, because you stop caring about it. The pristine mint baby that you're trying to protect, that beautiful Gundam new, my precious kind of feeling goes away, because now it's broken. So I always ask people, do whatever you want, because with plastic, with this hobby, you can always fix it. You can always make it look better. You can always make it look like what it's intended for, or it looked like it was intended for. I got this kit and it was just a walking mess, so I ripped it apart and used it as battling. See, exactly. What happened was, another tip that I usually tell people. Whenever we all start this hobby, let me guess, everyone starts, they're on a budget, they get some HGs, and they get some MGs many years ago or whatever, and they always have those few kits that they built, they first built when in the beginning of your hobby career and your hobby life. There's nothing done to it, no panel line, no stickers, no nothing, right? And you just have it sitting there. Cannibalize it. Take those kits rip it apart, put it into your new kits, because you don't care. You already have the enjoyment of it sitting on your shelf for many years. Now you cannibalize it and put it into new kits. I always suggest that to everyone that's kit bashing. Take all your old kits, just take it, rip it apart, put it into new ones, because now you can build new kits. So it's kind of like an ongoing cycle. Like you buy a new kit, you build it, it's all nice and premium. Oh, you want to kit bash it, but then you're like, oh, I don't want to buy another kit just to take a shield or whatever. If you're not at that level yet, it's okay. You can take your old kits. You can take the stuff that's sitting in a box that you don't care about. Take that shield, take those kits, take those parts, put it onto your new kit, and now you have this amazing, unique piece that you like. Even if you end up messing up, and even if you don't like how it came out, guess what? They're plastic. Oh, we lost our Instagram guys again. So let us reconnect with the Instagram people. I don't know why Instagram likes to cut. But yeah, so where was I? When you are building it and kit bashing it and doing all that stuff, and you make a mistake, and your end goal doesn't look the same as what you have intended, admire it, enjoy the process of doing it. But at the end of the day, you can always cannibalize that and scrap that kit and use it for your new piece. You can always rip parts off and apply to your new kit. You can always do that. So I'm gonna actually do another video later on YouTube. Oh, by the way, if you guys join our YouTube page, because we're trying to get to 1,000 so that we can do these live streams on YouTube instead of separately on, on Instagram and Facebook, so everyone can watch it. So join the YouTube page, and once we hit 1,000, I'm going to be doing the Paint 101 course. That's $30. That's $30 when you have to attend, but we're going to do it for free on YouTube Live. So tell all your friends and tell everyone that's in this hobby to join our YouTube page. But yeah, so that's something that I want to discuss with you guys about not being afraid about this hobby. Because we see everyone and they're so super afraid and super scared about doing anything with the hobby. And I keep telling everyone, just go for it. Just do it. And no one's going to judge. Because we're very strict at Panda Hobby. If anybody judges anyone, we kick them out. Like, we legit, like, we have times where, we've kicked people out. And we're like, hey, we don't like this. Go, leave. Because that's not cool. Like, that's not cool. This is a hobby. Everyone's having fun, right? So, that. And, before I continue rambling about that, I will create another YouTube video talking about the mentality behind building and don't be afraid, because I feel like that's a topic that I really want to address with everyone, because I've been through it. Everyone does the same thing. They always end up buying, the kit, and then they save up the money, and then they buy, a nice kit, and then they just basically sit on it because they're so scared of building it. And finally, when they have the confidence to build it, it's straight build. They don't even want a panel line or anything to do anything. And they're just super scared. But then you come in and you ask all these, all these advice and all these tips. And we love to talk to you. We love to give you all this advice. But you take that advice and you go home and you're like, no, I'm not going to touch it. And then you end up not doing anything, right? So we want you to enjoy everything about this hobby. So that's why we tell you, don't worry about it, And it comes back to the, if anybody has seen me in person and asked me about this question, it's a very controversial question, and I guarantee you, whenever you see this on any gunplug groups, anybody online talking about it, becomes a very controversial topic. Is, do you keep the box? Oh, I do not keep the box. I am those people. I do not keep the box, and you know why? I tell you why. The reason why I don't keep the box. Keeping the box means it's a sentimental value. It means you're putting a value, an emotional attachment to that kit. And what's the point? It's literally a box, and there's nothing in it. There's nothing. There's no point. But because you have this sentimental value on this kit, on this box, on this kit now, you are petrified in doing anything with it. You are so scared to paint it because you're scared that your painting will ruin the kit. Because this kit is this amazing beauty. That's like, it's always a master grade Gundam New. It's always, every single one. Master grade Gundam New or master grade Zabi. It's always those two kits that everyone's like, oh, you know, it's so amazing. It's so cool. I don't want to, you know, do anything with it. It's my holy grail. Go, do it, enjoy it. And I throw out the box. The moment I'm finished, all my spare parts, all my thing, I toss it into a Ziploc bag. I put a little note in there saying what kit is from so that I can tell which it's from. Put all the air out and I just chuck it aside into a giant box. Like I have a giant box full of random spare parts. That's it. And I don't even go back to the spare parts. And I just use that to go and kit bash. What's that figure by the Miku? This one? This is the Labo Figurize Fumina 2nd Season Edition. What that really translates to is Bandai created this new injection process. If you guys don't know how plastics is made, it's basically they squeeze the plastic into, you know, like a giant, you know, like tray to make the shapes of your runner. And they figure out a way to actually inject plastic to have it multiple layer. So they created this one where they inject pink on the bottom layer and like a translucent peach skin flavor, like not flavor, skin texture, like skin color on the top. So it kind of has that peachy skin look to it, right? Flavor. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. But it's a kit, you build it, but unfortunately there's no articulation, so it's just basically once you finish, it's a statue slash figure. But you can't really move it or do anything about it. But it looks really, really goddamn, like, really nice. Such great inspiring advice. Yeah, thank you, I hope so. I hope I inspire everyone to actually go in and enjoy it because, you know, it's just something that, like, it is something that once you kind of remove yourself out of that scared, afraid bubble, you're gonna have a lot, like a better time doing this hobby, a better time. And I kid you not, if you start deciding that you don't need to clutter, you don't need to keep everything, you use it as you need it basis, you will enjoy this hobby 100 times, 100 times. Because at that moment, you will then start building your kits. Because you taken this emotional attachment and you threw it away. You're like, I see this as a kit. You make me happy. Not me make you happy. I'm not going to keep your home. You are in my home. Right? So you do that. You enjoy that kit and you build it and you can do whatever you want. Because now, because you don't have your emotional attachment to it, you don't think that, oh, I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to screw it up. I'm going to do something terrible with it. You're going to try everything. You're going to panel lining it. You're going to scribe it. You're going to do everything, whatever. And now you have something to post online. Now you're like, hey guys, I tried this. This is amazing. And everyone's going to be like, oh my God, this is cool. That's awesome. Because if they don't, we're going to kick you. But I'm, you know, just kidding. Just, no one's evil. No one's like mean. Everyone's going to be like super happy that seeing you guys are doing something with your kid and customizing it. Because I always explain this in this hobby, in this hobby, painting and customizing a kit is like telling a story. It's how you want to tell your story and how that story portrays onto your piece and somebody else's looks at it. So the more details, the more work that you do on it, the more customization you add on it, people will notice. People will know that you cut a hole here. People will notice that you scrub a line here, you painted here, you did here or whatever, and do all that stuff. And they can tell that this is something that's from your character, from your personality, what you're trying to tell a story. So when you're looking at it, you will realize that it's like, oh, when you look at somebody else's work, you kind of admire their work, you kind of see it, you kind of see, oh, I see how you did this, how you did that. That is the beauty of this hobby. It is absolutely not about like it's really about the journey of learning and sharing your progress and learning what techniques other people are doing and doing all that. It is the questions that you will ask, and people are offering you suggestions. And the best part about this hobby is there's no right way to do it. There is this 100-step list of things that you have to follow to do. But like all builders, they don't follow all 100. Maybe they follow 1, 2, and 5. Maybe they follow 6, 8, and 13. Everyone has their different ways of doing it. That's why there's always different opinions online. That's why when you ask something, everyone gives you these different answers. It's not that they're wrong. Some might be better and more correct than others because they have more experience, because they have gone through that route. But that doesn't mean that that person is also wrong. It might work for you, but that also mean it might not work for you. And at the end of the day, it's about exploring and enjoying that process. So again, try decluttering and try throwing out stuff that you don't need, because that will help you. That will make you feel a lot better, because once you get rid of that box, it's like getting rid of their home. You're like, you're homeless now. You belong to me now. And you can do whatever you want. You know. I cut the box art out and throw out the rest. Yeah, I tried doing that too, but then afterwards I realized I don't really do anything with the box art. People always say, oh, I'm gonna frame it and I'm gonna put it on the wall, but then, like, have you done it? You know, so I end up like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna throw it out. So I did it and I never looked back. So this is something that I suggest to people to try, because it's very liberating, and it makes you have a different perspective in this hobby. You stop putting the hobby and your products and all your kits onto this amazing pedestal, and you realize that it's something that makes you happy and makes you enjoy it more than you're gonna kind of, you know, like, oh, I'm so scared of messing that up. But yeah, right, I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, so another video we have coming up later tonight, not later tonight, but later, hopefully, maybe I'll do a live stream so that I don't have to like edit the video. I really hate editing these videos. Is kit bashing philosophy. A lot of people kit bash, and I feel that there's a disconnect between beginners that are starters that are getting into this hobby and customizing and how they're kit bashing versus expert level and master levels, whatever level you want to call them. But there's a disconnect, and it actually greatly refers back to my original argument and my original point of distancing yourself and removing that emotional attachment from your kits. Because after that, you're going to start seeing it differently, and then I want to have a dedicated video to explain to you how to kit bash, so that you can start having a different perspective and a unique perspective to look at kits, to start seeing things differently, and it's going to change your world. It's going to change everything about it. So yeah, I think I've covered everything that I want to cover today. Just to recap on the main issues on hand is the government has extended the state of emergency till May 12th, so most likely Panda Hobby will still be closed till May 12th. Our online shipping is still operational. It's still running accordingly. We have contactless pickup, so you can always schedule your pickup window. The 30-minute mission contest has been extended to May 1st. This is the final extension, just because we don't really want to continuously extend it. And then after that, I'll probably think of something else to do, most likely Star Wars, because I really want to build a General Grievous. I really want to build a General Grievous. So maybe a Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper, yeah, that. So I'll probably do that. And if you guys missed it, we have a YouTube channel, so please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, YouTube will allow us to finally do live streaming on YouTube. So we really want that to happen. And once we hit that 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna do a video for our Paint 101. So it's a $30 course, but we're gonna give it to you guys for free on YouTube once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So please do share the YouTube channel to everyone. It's Panda Hobby on YouTube. Just search us up. You're going to see the really cute little panda out there. And subscribe, and we'll post this live stream onto the channel. Hopefully this is not like a 3-hour plus, because I did feel like I rambled a lot. I hope you guys don't mind the rambling. So before I go, if there's any more final questions, feel free to post it and comment it below. If not, that you can always comment it later, and we'll try to answer those questions with our next video. And if not, you can always email us at sales@pandahobby.store. Did we get an update on the shipped out orders? Yes, we do. Okay, so quick recap on everyone that's just coming on. Regarding shipped out orders, we ship out everything. We shipped out everything. We have a 3-point verification process internally to make sure your orders are tracked, your orders are verified, your orders are accurate. And we even have a physical location where we put the order there for ship out. So there's nothing that's going to be hidden underneath like a table for a footrest or something. Like, we don't do anything. We're pretty OCD when it comes to that kind of stuff, because we're builders too, you know, so we don't want you to get something and wait for it a long time or anything like that. However, due to the current situation with the COVID-19 and the virus and the long weekend, what happens is all the package we dump to the post office. We dump to the facilities. I physically like made sure that they got it. So it's there. Seems that the post office, Canada Post, and all the other shipping companies, they're super backed up from their shipping orders. They're just super backlogged. They haven't had time to get to it. And what we noticed is there's not just 1 or 2 orders that I've missed. So all the people that are messaging us, don't worry. You're not like the only one that missed their order and you're scared that their order hasn't gone in yet. No, like every single, like the hundreds of orders that we got in last week, all just, you know, like just no updates. All our labels are still saying that we created a label and there's no additional update information. So it is really on Canada Post and the rest of the shipping companies that they didn't update the label. And what we found out was a lot of the orders that we have customers complaining about received their package today. So it turns out they just didn't update the label. They just followed it and shipped it out, and then afterwards, you know, that's it. So hang tight. See if you guys will get it this week, and then if not, email us again, and then we'll try to contact them. And like in the beginning of the video, I did explain, like I hunted down like multiple people from Canada Post and as well as all the other shipping companies we use and all the other services. They all gave me the same answer. It's not because they're trying to give me the runaround, it's because they're literally just that backed up. Like on Thursday when we shipped out majority of the packages, like there were like multiple trucks waiting in line to unload their packages. So I can kind of tell that they're gonna be very backed up. But that means that they're still slowly processing it because we've seen some orders already getting delivered. So I think they're just catching up, and hopefully you're gonna get yours soon. So if you have any more questions, feel free to let us know. Okay, do you have any Gundam parts extra RG hand specifically? Thanks. We don't have. So we don't have any extra parts. We don't deal specifically with extra parts. However, the local club, Gunpla Toronto Association, actually has a community chest. And the community chest is parts that members of the club donate, and then the club sells, and all proceeds goes back to funding the club activities such as like prizes, contests, foods, and etc. and that kind of stuff. So you can actually join the club on Facebook, Gunpla Toronto Association. Just search it up, and then the next time that there's an actual event, then the club will bring out the community chest. So the parts sell really cheap, but because it's all donations and it's all parts that members donated, there's no log or track of what's actually in the chest, so we can't really answer that question. But in terms of Panda Hobby, we don't really have replacement parts. Just because we don't really break any kits apart and sell it. So sorry about that. we do have some. I wonder if we still have some. But we used to, maybe you can check online, we have 1/144 scale hands, but they're not specifically RG hands. But again, you can feel free to ask on the clubs or anything, like, hey, anybody have an extra set of hands? See if that helps, but sorry about that. So I think that's all the things that I'm going to cover today. Thank you guys for all joining us, and again, during these difficult times, we really greatly appreciate everyone's support, especially just the words of encouragement and everyone that's reaching out to us. It really keeps us going, especially when we're like stuck in like 4 walls and we don't see it. We miss you guys, man. Like, we miss you guys. This is the reason why I'm still on this live stream for this long, because I really miss talking to you guys. I miss seeing you guys. So, but we really appreciate it, and we hope that everyone's safe, and we hope that everyone is still, you know, managing at home, taking it easy, because we want to encourage everyone to just take it easy and have fun, and we want to make sure everyone is just gonna be there. You know, no big deal, right? So hopefully we'll still be here after the business closure lifts, and yeah, hopefully I'll do another video this weekend. I'm trying to think of some topics to cover. If you guys have any suggestions, feel free to leave us a message or comment below, or private message us on Instagram or Facebook. And yes, Gunpla Toronto Association on Facebook. Yeah. And then, but yeah. Also, we also have a Panda Hobby group on Facebook, and that's usually more for the Panda community. But Gunpla Toronto Association is for the local community for Toronto and the greater Toronto area. So, yeah, so I'll be signing off. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment below, or just message us and email us. If you guys haven't received any of your package or updates later on this week, trust me, we will follow up on it. You should have seen the call I was on with Canada Post. I was yelling at them. I was making sure that they were taking us seriously without giving us a roundabout kind of answer. So don't worry, we're not brushing you off. We're giving you the exact answer and exact information when we get it. So rest assured, everything we're doing everything we possibly can. And so we hope everyone's staying safe, and, you know, be nice to one another. Signing out. Bye now.